Hi, welcome to another video. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber, thanks for coming back onto another video. My name is Jessica, aka Slick Jess, aka JB, aka Jess, aka J, whatever you want to call me under the sun. And on this channel, we create content all about hair. So if that's what you're into, press subscribe, like, all of that good stuff, and you'll be in the good hands. So I am a certified hair practitioner and hair coach, and I do offer hair coaching and consulting services. So if that sounds like something that you would like, check out the description box and we can get started on your healthy hair journey. So I am 1 year locked. I actually can't believe it. When I think back to when I started, I never thought I would get here for a number of reasons. I've been thinking about combing these babies out a million times, but I'm so happy I stuck with it because it was worth the wait for sure. We are 1 year, 7 days locked at the time of filming this video. And even to say that out loud is really crazy to me because I've always been thinking of my lock journey as month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, but now I'm saying 1 year and then some change. Talk to me nice, because I did not think I'd even get here to have the opportunity to say that. So I'm really excited. So I am going to moisturize my locks and just have a nice quick conversation with you all about the things that I have learnt on my lock journey, being 1 year locked. If you want to see the full journey from day 1 all the way to year 1 of my lock journey, please make sure to check out that video. I will link it in the cards. So in terms of what I use to moisturize my locks, I keep it very, very, very simple. I like to use rose water. I don't have anything in this spray bottle apart from rose water. And the reason why I don't have anything in my spray bottle apart from rose water is because when you put oils in your spray bottles with water, aloe vera juice, rose water, whatever, it actually creates buildup. And that buildup is really hard to clean, and eventually your spray bottle stops working. And that happened to me. That happened to me, I think, like on my previous spray bottle, which was about a year or 2 ago now. Even when I was a loose natural, I made that mistake of like mixing conditioner, oil and some water in there. Worst decision I ever made. I couldn't even like use the spray bottle, and this is a mist one. And I love a mist. Oh, don't get on my glasses. But I have only just used rose water moving forward, or just the moisturizer or the wet product in this and no oils. And I think if you're wondering why your spray bottle kind of clogs up and stops working, it's because there is oil build up in the actual mechanism of the spray bottle. And that's why I like this, because it mists and it kind of helps get fuller coverage on my locks rather than just spraying and it just drenching your locks. I don't like that, I ain't with it. I also have a hairbrush. It's just a soft bristle hairbrush, it's nothing fancy. I actually like brushing my locks. I am team brush your locks. I'm team brush your locks simply because I don't want lint. I don't want lint in my locks. And I feel like it invigorates my scalp quite a bit as well, especially when I've just moisturized or if I've just sprayed rose water. I feel like it does a really good job. So for me personally, I like to brush my locks, but if that's not your thing, you don't have to do that. I also have some hairbands. They're just really basic hairbands, to be completely honest. I would say that I would like to use satin scrunchies for sectioning out my hair, but I don't like it when satin scrunchies get wet, so I don't like to use them. That ain't my thing, it's not my vibe. Last but not least, I have a bottle filled with a DIY hair oil. I will be making a video on how I make my hair oil for my locks. However, I want to finish this. Like, I want to be economical here. I don't just want to like make new oil for the sake of filming a video. We're in a cost of living crisis if you're here with me in the UK, and everything is costing a penny, a pretty penny. And I ain't doing that right now. I don't want to waste. So I will be trying to wait for this to finish and then refill it all the way to the top, and then I'll make it. Partly because I'm also actually very lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Although I'm a hair practitioner, I'm very lazy when it comes to me and my own hair, especially because if it's not broke, why am I trying to fix it? Why am I trying to do too much? Cool. So I am going to section my hair and we're just going to get talking, really, aren't we? One thing I found really interesting about where I'm at in my lock journey is I did a really cute ponytail hairstyle the other day. And if it's up before this video, I will link it in the cards. And I did that video and I used this hairband to tie my hair with it. And surprisingly, I could only wrap it around my hair once. So I know that the time on these babies, these hairbands are about to expire on me. But it's good, it's a good sign. You know, when I first started my lock journey, I had to wrap these things around my hair, or my struggle ponytail, I like to call it, at least like 3 times, 2 to 3 times for it to be secure. Now I do it once. Do you know how much of a big head that gave me? I was like, oh girl, you thick. Your locks are thick. It was a nice feeling. It was a really, really nice feeling, I can't lie. Okay, cool. Now we are sectioned off. It's just in 4 sections, it's nothing crazy. I don't do this a lot. Like, I don't section my hair when I moisturize it, but I want to get better at it. That's kind of one of my things that I want to get better at when it comes to moisturizing. I actually want to section. I want to make sure I get through like every single lock, because I want to give every lock love. I just want to give my locks some love. I think the experiences of people who have smaller locks and thicker locks are kind of 2 different experiences on their lock journey. And I actually did try to go down the smaller lock route, primarily because I was always told if you have thicker hair, you know, it would be really good for you to have smaller locks because your locks will be quite full, but I could not hack it. I'm so sorry. And shout out to all the people who are like smaller locks. I'm talking the 80 to 120 mark before you get to micro locks and sister lock numbers. You guys are troopers. Even micro locks and sister locks, to be fair, all beautiful sets of locks, but I just couldn't maintain my locks with that amount. There's no way you're gonna pay me. I tried to retwist my hair with 129 locks, I think on month 1 of that journey. And I do go off to speak about this in my 1 year locked journey, and basically it was so difficult. It was so difficult for me to get my locks to a point where I could retwist them. It just took so long. I think I spent at least a good 3 hours, maybe like a day and a half, like a good day, just trying to get my locks good and retwisted. And I was so tired. I was so tired. Honestly, I hated every moment. I really hated every moment. So what I'm just doing is a basic moisturization process. Is that a word? I'm gonna get some oil, put it on my scalp, and give it a brush, and that's it. Nothing crazy. Okay, so in the early stages of my lock journey, I was comparing my locks to so many different people online, but like, I didn't think to myself that because I have less locks, so I have 49 locks, and a lot of the content I was seeing online, people had a higher number of locks. So we're talking in the 80s, in the 90s, 100s. And I used to see their styles, and I kind of used to be like, okay, so they did that style when they were like 6 months locked, and they did this style when they were like 3 months locked, 4 months locked, whatever. And I thought to myself, do you know what? When I reach that time frame, I'm gonna do that same hairstyle. Let me tell you, I copied that hairstyle and it didn't work. It just didn't work. And at first I was really kind of down bad about it. Like, I wasn't very happy. But I think now at this point, I'm really used to the fact that I have thicker locks. It is what it is. It kind of comes part and parcel with choosing a smaller number of locks, and I'm really grateful that I actually have a smaller amount of locks now. I think it really suits me, and even when I was a loose natural, and what inspired me to get locks was to have, or do faux locks that were quite thick. I felt like that looked really nice on me, so it just all kind of made sense in the end, and I started to learn about styles that were more simpler, a lot less tension for me, you know, all of that. It just started to make sense, you know? in the end, I embraced it for what it is. So at the moment, I've tried a couple styles and I've only done them in the past 2 months. I'm not really a big person on styles just because I don't want to add any tension to my locks. I'm really scared of thin locks. I cannot tell you how scared I am of thin locks. Like I don't want any breakage, I don't want any issues, especially if I've decided to go down the thicker lock route. I just don't want any problems. So for me, that is up there on my list. So I'd rather not try and force myself to do crazy hairstyles all the time. And anyway, I can't. So I kind of just gotta not do it, if that makes sense. So I wanna talk about the type of products that I use on my locks now. And this is also kind of interesting because even when I was a loose natural, I used a lot of hair products, I'm not gonna lie. I was very much a product junkie, if that's what you want to call it. More so because I was always interested in the formulation of products, and being like a hair practitioner and someone who had a hair care business back in the day, I used to always want to just try new products all the time. And I wasn't pressed about trying new products and them not working. It was more about just kind of exploring what products are out there on the hair care market and kind of giving my review and thoughts on them as I go along. That was kind of the vibe. But starting my locks journey, it really taught me to be a lot more minimal in terms of the type of products I use and how many products I do use. And I've always found that whenever I've tried to use like a crazy product, my hair just hasn't liked it. So when I say crazy, I mean maybe like a product that has a lot of chemicals, for instance, one that's not completely natural. And I'm not saying that, you know, you can't use those products on your locks. I think anyone can use what they want, it's your hair. But I think for myself and what I liked, I just didn't like that. So for me at the moment, I've made this super natural oil mix, which I really love. I use rose water. I only use rose water, by the way. I tried using aloe vera juice. It just made my scalp really itchy. Couldn't deal with it. And as well as that, brush Jessica. And as well as that, I've also introduced a clarifying shampoo into my locks and my wash days, because a really clean scalp is really important, and build-up is really easy to come by with locks. And for me, I don't want build-up in my locks. I try my hardest to keep my locks very clean. And also I work out a lot, at least 3 to 4 days a week. And at the most, it's really intense because I do like spin classes, I weight lift, I do a lot of different things in my workouts that obviously make you sweat. This lock never, when I tell you, it never stays locked at the bottom, it just unravels. But it's fine, it's being unruly, it will be really soon, I have faith. So because of my lifestyle, that I need to make sure I clean my scalp properly and regularly. I'm not hung up on retwists, and at first, when I first started my journey, I really wanted my retwists to last. When I tell you, I wanted my retwists to last at least 2 months. Crazy time frames, yeah. And I got to a point and I was just like, this retwist, I'm even lucky if it lasts 1 week. Like, why am I hung up on a retwist? And then I realized it was mainly because I was so used to the idea that my locks had to look very clean and manicured all the time. But then I also started to realize that I don't like my locks in the fresh new retwist. You know, your day one of your retwist? I don't like that. I'd rather a 1 week post retwist, a 2 week post retwist, you know, something a little frizzy, like give me my fuzzies. That is my vibe now. And like I said, because I wash my hair so much now as well, because I'd rather have clean hair than a fresh retwist, I just feel like that works a lot better for me now. My locks have taught me patience. Now, at first, when I was watching all the other locked girlies online and all these different locked content, everyone always used to say, trust the process. You know, don't compare your locks to anyone else. Be patient with yourself, love yourself. These are your locks. You're gonna go on a journey. You're gonna discover so much about, you know, being patient and what that looks like. You're never gonna be where you are on day one in 1 year's time. All of that stuff. And I used to think to myself, can't I just start my locks and the next day they're locked? Like, what are we talking about here? And I completely get it now. 1 year in, I completely get it. For me, I realized that I am very impatient naturally. I'm quite an impatient person. And when I first started my lock journey, I wanted to be that person whose hair locked really quickly, you know. There's been some videos of people showing you that their hair has locked really quickly. And I'm gonna keep it real, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think their hair locked really quickly, they're just lying to you. And the more realistic we can become about that process and what that looks like for a lock journey, the less people will start their journey thinking that their hair will lock in 1 minute, because it won't. It will not happen, and that's okay. That's okay. So we need to let go of the idea that your hair will do that in 1 minute. It won't, and it's okay, it's normal. But now you can't tell me nothing. I'm embracing the journey. I'm loving the fact that, you know, I can just keep going on this journey that I've never done before. Every single month has kind of been different than the next. And I've seen so much change. Even when I look at pictures of my hair a few months ago in comparison to now, we're just in a different space. We're in a completely different space. And I really love the journey I've been on. I think I've been on an incredible journey. And I think that level of patience that I've now kind of got over this past year is gonna help me in my day-to-day life, my relationships, what I expect from other people in my life. It's just great stuff, honestly. I guess one major thing, and as corny as it sounds, just trust the process. Your locks will lock. Your twists will lock. Your coils will lock. They will lock. You know, whatever you decide to do, whatever method you decide to start your hair with, they will lock. You just have to give it time. Don't rush the process. Just enjoy every step of it, because you're not going to be able to go backwards with your lock journey. You're always going to go forwards. So if there's anything you learn from today's video, I hope that is it. I just wanted to bring you guys in a little bit closer, but I just want to show you the reality of some of my locks. So we have a couple that are still acting like antennas. This one has been an antenna since like month 3. I used to have a couple up here that used to act like that. A lot of my locks have dropped now, but this one, look at that. And I'm not even forcing it. There's nothing I'm doing to make these locks do this. It's just funny. It's just literally my locks. I think of them as a set of people on my head, because they all behave so differently. I've got one lock that's still unraveling and I still have to twist every now and again. It's just the life I live. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. And thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one.